Hey guys, my name is KZ1Mega and this is my first video on this channel. And since the Wii U is coming out and Nintendo has one of its flagship franchises already coming out with the title, I thought it would be great to look at a game that's pretty underrated. And it came out around last generation. The game that I'm talking about is called Custom Robo. And before I talk about this game in particular in the review, let's go in a little bit of history on the franchise, shall we? In 1996, the game developer known as Noise started out as a relatively small company, only having 10 employees at its start. The company's original plan was to make games on the PC. Shortly after, Noise became a part of Marigold Management, a company created by Nintendo and the Japanese telecommunications company Recruit for the purpose of getting smaller developers to make original games for the N64. Because the Nintendo 64 didn't have enough third-party support, the company's first commercially published game was Custom Robo. The game was a Japan-only exclusive and was released on December 9, 1999, and the game was a success and was very well received. A sequel to the game came out a year later on November 10, 2000, and it was also well received. The Game Boy Advance version of Custom Robo was called Custom Robo GX, released in 2002, and it was planned to be released for North America, but never was released outside of Japan. The first Custom Robo game to reach stateside was Custom Robo Battle Revolution, just Custom Robo in the US to avoid naming confusion. Released on March 4th, 2000 in Japan and May 10th, 2004 in North America, sadly the game didn't fare well during the time of its release and received low scores and was the lowest selling game in the franchise. This is a real shame because the gameplay is addicting and offers a unique experience for the Gamecube, and it also seems like the same as the other Custom Robo games. Maybe that's why it didn't fare well in Japan, but over here in the States it's a unique experience since we haven't seen a Custom Robo game before. Well, that you know a little bit more about the roots of Custom Robo, let's get on with the review. When you start the game, the player is given a character to name, like in Pokemon for example. The hero starts off by having a flashback about his father, giving him a watch before he disappears. Flash forward to the present where the hero receives a letter that his father has just died. Oh no! The hero then wants to become a Robo Commander in honor of his father. At first the hero knows next to nothing about Robos, but visits and joins a group of bounty hunters known as the Steelhearts, where he meets fellow members Ernest, Harry, and Marcia. Harry teaches the hero how to command Robos and even helps him get his license after a kerfuffle in the lab. After a few missions with the Steelhearts, you'll come about a group of thugs known as the Z Syndicate. The Z Syndicate is an evil organization that is mysterious about its intentions early on, until the members start taking action. Well, this is all I can talk about without getting into any story spoilers. But the story is okay and serves its purpose at times. The banter between the characters can be entertaining, and seeing all of Harry's facial expressions in his text boxes gets a chuckle or two out of me. This can get pretty funny sometimes. Also, I want a cool chair like Ernest. Like, I want so much. Man, that'd be so cool if I can have one of those. We better have those by 2014. If we're not, I'm going to choke someone. Yeah. Well, anyway, Custom Robo is the type of game where the gameplay is where it excels. The big, meaty, juicy part of the gameplay. What? Oh, damn it. Never write a review when you're hungry. Could go for some steak. 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 Well, besides that sight, well, that just happened. Anyway, the gameplay, whoa, this is gonna be the longest part of this thing. Anyway, the main objective in this game is to battle commanders people who pilot and customize robos. The battles can range from 1 versus 1, 2 versus 1, 2 versus 2, or free-for-all, or tag battles, which is a mode where you use 2 robos to control and you swap in or out, but whichever robo dies first is the loser. The main objective of all the battles is to deplete the opponent's HP to 0 by using dash attacks, guns, pods, and bombs. At times the gameplay can get pretty hectic and even more chaotic than Smash Bros, especially when distracting weapons can be used. Controls are spot on though. By using the A button to jump, while in the air using A button again could do an air dash. It depends on what robo you use because the air dash also depends. B fires your weapon, L fires your pods, and R fires your bombs. Y switches your target in multi-battles, and X is your dash attack when varies the type of Robo you use. The Holosseum is the arena where the Robos battle, and knowing your Holosseum before you battle could help give you an advantage when planning out your battle strategies. Some Holosseums have icy floors that can make you slippery, while others have destructible environments that can give the Robo more room when firing. The Robo itself is made out of a number of different parts. The Robo's basic parts are the body, gun, bomb, pods, and legs. The body can have different types, ranging from shining fighters like the Rayo 1 that can air dash after pressing A after the jump, and is a more balanced Robo. The Strike Vanisher can do 3 vanishing air dashes, which allow it for a few seconds while dashing in the air to avoid attacks. The Metal Grappler has high defense, but his speed is very low, even though it has a high defense and power. The Robos also can have different styles: normal, armor, and speed. The normal is balanced, and the armor type has more defense but is slower. The speed is faster but also has a lower defense. The dash attack for each Robo type is also varied. The gun is your basic weapon. It can have different effects depending on what gun you choose. These guns can range from 3-way guns that have a long range to flame guns that have a high knockdown rate, but it has a shorter range. The bombs, which are your secondary weapon, can have different effects depending on the one you choose, and some can blast opponents upward while others are meant to shoot over walls to catch opponents off guard. Pods are your third type of weapons that can be a number of different objects that are used to trap your opponent. Some can freeze them, while others can punish opponents who use aerial attacks, like the umbrella pods, or the satellite pods for example. The leg parts can also be used to help boost the Robo's mobility, ranging from faster running and jumping speeds, lighter jumps, and heavier ground-based legs. The parts can be tested before each fight using the R button on the customize screen, and I like the mechanic of this game because it gives the player enough time to mess around with the customizations. Also, you can see your opponent's customizations before you battle as well. Honestly, the game shines when it comes to its customization and gameplay, but it's not without its flaws. Like, the parts can be earned by playing through the story, and at the beginning of the game, you don't have much variety in parts. So you don't get much variety in parts until the later half of the game, which is a fault of it. I really wish they would have given you more parts to start out with, so then you can have a feel of more of the customization of this game. Another fault of this game is when the battles get clustered, some slowdown may occur, and the weapons at times, depending on how many people are playing in a match, can confuse players to where they are. Another issue is the camera on the hub world gets in the way of some of the scenery when you have to talk to people when you advance the story. The local multiplayer is also a great selling point for this game, as you can play it with up to 4 friends and have a good time. Besides that, there are not really many flaws to this game, and overall, it's an enjoyable experience. Oh boy, well, the extras in this game are few, but they're also very rewarding. If you're someone who likes to complete games, you're definitely going to enjoy this. After beating the main story, you're only halfway done with the game. The grand battle is in the second part of the story mode that lets you do tournament battles. I like this part of the story mode because it cuts out most of the story in favor for battles, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Also, you unlock first person mode and you can switch between both first and third persons in the options menu. Honestly, the first person mode isn't rewarding, but I do like the fact that the story continues and gives you tournaments that just cut out some of the useless banner and gets more of the battles, and the difficulty has a good curve. And getting gold on all tournaments will be pretty tough. I still haven't finished it yet, but hey, I'm going to go back and finish it because it's that fun of a game, and it also is very difficult. Well guys, that's it. Custom Robo has been well overlooked, but it's one of those Nintendo IPs that needs attention because it has more good than bad going for it. Hope you guys enjoyed the first video of Game of the Lost. Leave a positive or negative comment below. I really want to hear you guys' feedback. Well, anyway, subscribe more to keep you posted, and well, next time on Game of the Lost we'll be discussing a topic that I don't see people talking about much when it comes to gaming. Well, see ya, and remember, lost games are better when they are found. Peace.